Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. The 2013 Audi A5 is running a little rough. Stick around to see if a 100% certified amateur can replace the oil separator during lunch. All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in. So here we have a 2013 Audi A5 with the 2-liter TFSI turbo engine. This car is driven by my son, and about a week ago, I got a text saying it was idling a little bit rough.
Who broke it?
So I hooked up the VCDS and ran the codes, and it came back with a report of a leak in the intake system. So typically on these cars, that means that there is a problem with the oil separator. And the way to test for that is to start the car, let it idle, and remove the oil cap. And if the car almost dies, then you know that the oil separator is probably shot. So I did that, and when I took the oil cap off, not only did the car almost stall, but I could hear and feel the vacuum coming out of the crankcase. So what I'm going to do today is see how difficult and how long it takes to be able to remove the oil separator. And I'm also going to replace this tube that comes from the turbocharger and goes into the oil separator. Now, believe it or not, I had already replaced this with an Audi part about 2 years ago, so it's kind of strange that this has already failed. Now, one of the things that happened when I did replace this previously is when I removed this hose, which is under here, so it basically comes up from the turbo and feeds into the oil separator. When I removed it, it cracked. So it could be that that crack is letting air coming in, and this ended up rupturing. Either way, I have the new parts here, so I'm going to see how long it takes to replace this oil separator, and hopefully I can get it done during lunch. So in order to get access to this hose, I'm going to remove the intake. So that means I have to pull this cowl off, which is just a couple of push pins, and then I will remove this intake system, and that will free up the room to get to the bolts that attach to the turbo. Then I'm going to disconnect all the coil pack connectors and pull them out of the way, and then I'll have to pull the number 3 and number 4 coil packs, and once that's done, I'll have access to all of the bolts to get this oil separator out. So it's time to get some tools and get at it. All right, so with the intake off, you can see where that pipe bolts to the turbo. It's just 2 bolts, one here and one behind here, so they shouldn't be too hard to get to. But for now, I'm going to move to the coil packs and get these connectors disconnected, and then I'll remove number 3 and number 4 coil packs, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I have all of the coil packs disconnected, and I have the coils from cylinders 3 and 4 removed. So now it's time to get this old oil separator out. Here I have the new part, and you can see it is a genuine Audi. Well, it's made by Hanks, but they are the official supplier of Audi and Volkswagen. So as you can see from this part, there are a lot of bolts that hold this down. So I'm going to get those all removed, and then we'll go from there. So I'm making good progress. I have all of the bolts out, and I have them here in this magnetic tray so I don't lose them. So there's quite a few. So just when you think you have all of them, you probably missed 1 or 2. I also pulled out this hose that connects into the oil separator. So that joins down right here. So I'm going to get these 2 bolts out and get this taken care of. And then I'll focus on removing the old oil separator, which I'm going to have to push down on these 2 tabs here, and this has to come out. This is a flex fuel car, so it has the aluminum intake manifold. On the ones with a plastic manifold, it kind of snakes around to the back. Here, this elbow is known to be quite a pain to get out, so hopefully I won't have any issues. But yeah, making good progress, and let's keep going. Just a note, while the bolts that hold on the oil separator are a T30 bit, the bolts that hold on this hose down here are a 5mm Allen. So you don't want to put a T30 in here or something and try to open it. It'll probably strip it out. But I'm going to get these out of here and then remove this hose. So the good news is I got the hose out. The bad news is I dropped my 5mm Allen bit in the abyss somewhere.
You fool!
And of course, because this car has a belly pan, it didn't just drop through to the driveway. So looks like I'm going to be hunting around. Worst comes to worst, I'll have to lift up the car and remove the belly pan.
No! God, please, no!
Regardless, I'm going to still move forward and get that oil separator out and get the new one in. So here is a new breather tube from the turbo to the oil separator. This is a genuine Audi part. I also have a new gasket. So I still need to find that 5mm Allen bit that is down along the belly pan. So once I find that, I'm actually going to insert this into the oil separator before I install it, just to make things a little bit easier. And once I find that Allen head, I'll be able to get this done. Well, I had to jack up the car and take off the belly pan to find that 5mm. But now that that's done, time to get that vent line tightened down and get this job wrapped up. So I have all the bolts torqued down to 6.6 foot-pounds. That comes out to like 79.2 inch-pounds or something like that. So the next step is to go around and give a 45-degree turn on each of these bolts. You don't want to go too tight, you don't want to break the plastic housing, and you definitely don't want to strip out the intake manifold. So once I get that additional 45-degree turn in on all of those, it's definitely time to start reassembly and get this car started up. So, job is done. And it did take me less than an hour to complete. So is this something that you can handle as an amateur or a non-professional mechanic? Absolutely. All you need are the right tools. Basically, an Allen head set, a Torx bit set, some ratchets, a couple of screwdrivers. You should be able to get this job done by yourself, either in your driveway or definitely in your garage. In terms of cost, from my research, it seems that most independent shops would charge about an hour to an hour and a half time to perform this work. And as typical hourly rates are now reaching $150 or more, you could expect to save probably at least $150 to $200 by doing this job yourself. Now, unfortunately, it did not solve my issue. It seemed like the car was running great when I started it up, but then I realized I forgot to plug in the MAF sensor. Once I realized my mistake and I plugged it back in, all of the issues started happening again. When I ran the codes, it was still showing a lean condition and it was still showing that there was a leak in the intake system. So I went to the next step, and that was doing a smoke test. And unfortunately, that test showed that there is a leak in the rear main seal. So for me, it looks like I have a lot of work ahead of me. So if you enjoyed this video or you found it helpful in any way, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like, and be sure to hit subscribe if you want to follow along on my next steps with that A5, and be sure to hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I drop the next video on that car, which is probably going to be a rear main seal replacement. So thanks for sticking around this long, and I'll catch you on the next one.